the fight where you don't follow Pastor Jeremiah fight? Jeremiah don't close in church. Did Jeremiah close his church? What have you done that people have stopped doing? When you come talk, say that you make me a call, say now make government. You make government do waiting. Now you protest. Now your protest was to meet governor. I don't tell you. Your protest was to meet governor. And you don't meet governor, case closed. It has nothing to do with the rescue of the school girls and their teachers and the school boys and their principal. You understand? Because the logic, see, this week I'm calling you very daft man. Because this logic, is quite daft. Because going by your logic, say you can gather your rats and you can go and make government do something in 3 weeks. You never gather your rats to go meet government to
Baby, did you notice something? So we were going about our merry day, having such a blast, and then I realized that we had missed an episode from the show called What Have You Done by Seun Kuti. Like, this is a once in a week kind of situation, when they realize that they don't have relevance no more, and they on their own do not create any rockets, so boom, of course they have to pick on somebody. So let's get into it. I don't know why I have a specific shame. I feel shame when I see men fighting each other in such a childish way. Number one, you call Very Dark Man Very Daft Man. You know what? So be it. Whatever you want to call him, whatever floats your boat. But the one that triggers me the most, and the one that I find very funny, is you always say, "What have you done? What have you done?" This is very rich coming from a man that doesn't even have a part of life if it wasn't for his father. You feel me? Now, the question you should ask yourself is not what has Very Dark Man done, or if he's a daft boy, or whatever you want to call yourself. The question you should actually ask while facing the mirror is, what would my life be if my father did not exist? Who would I be if I wasn't connected to a legacy name? Bro, stop playing. Stop playing. Because you see, that's the funniest part. You're too goddamn old to put yourself in a position where children will insult you. So now, Seun Kuti, what have you done, or what would you have become if your father's name didn't exist? It is so rich coming from you of all people that everything was handed to you on a silver platter. Absolutely everything was handed to you. The publicity you have today, yes, you do music, which I have never heard. You see, that's the thing. My love for that family stopped exactly where your father left it. His legacy was too big for me to water it down. So if your father did not pass down a legacy to you, right, and you got into the whole music thing, maybe you were not even meant to be a musician, because the truth is you cannot even compare the talents. Everything you do right now is to keep the legacy of your father alive, and I find it very strange that a grown-ass man, all he keeps saying is daddy, daddy, daddy. You want to compare yourself. You literally inherited your father's band and all that. Everything your father does, you try to emulate that, even with the protest and everything, and still you could not make a goddamn difference. But no, of all people, you gonna sit down there and ask people who came from the bottom, and rose to the top, what have they done? Really, bruh? I think some of you actually need a very good spanking, because I know they get sense on a normal day. Instead of you to go about your business, the funniest part, even someone like me that is so little, my page has just 200,000 people, amazing people by the way, I still have more relevance than you. My name actually pops in more places than yours. You know the funniest thing? If you don't come out to make all this mockery of yourself, we wouldn't even remember you. You see, once you finish one banter and everything, everybody else goes on with their lives, because guess what? We'll still keep focusing on the Very Dark Man. You see that very dusty boy that you call, that specific one, we would be there. You know why? Because he rose from the ground up. And as he's rising, he's growing and maturing and becoming like fine wine. But you can't stand it though, because jealousy is such an ugly thing. Jealousy is it stains your white jealousy, and you can't even help yourself. And why is all this jealousy? because the boy refused to follow your little bandwagon of little boys. That's why you're all pissed and emotional. You're emotional. I thought women were the ones supposed to be emotional, but every day you act as if you're ovulating or on your period, for the love of God. And then I'm even annoyed with Very Dark Man for responding and listing all the things, because even Stevie Wonder can tell and see what that boy has done. Huh? Without a Very Dark Man, this society would be in the ground by now. Yes, I said it. Without him, people trust him way more than they trust the police. If I have an issue, he will be the first person that will come to my mind like, oops, how do we solve this thing? But it pains you though, because you cannot believe that with all the legacy you inherited, you still amounted to absolutely nothing but a lesser version of a copycat, sadly. And this is no disrespect to you. Sometimes somebody needs to educate you on where you stand in this life. It is not a problem to just go about your business and be normal. But you see people like you, if it's not, oh, let's see what the NGO is doing, it's, oh, what have you done? And yes, it was never about meeting the governor. But of course, people like you would love to say that, because people like you are desperate to get into that society, that mix, okay? People, you cannot, with all the legacy you have, you still cannot put together a group of people to rally behind you with loyalty like the Rattles, right? You cannot. And by the way, speaking of the Rattles, I wouldn't even defend them today, because you know what? They are capable enough to defend themselves. Because as much as you guys would think that all Rattles are nobodies and all Rattles don't have things to do, majority of them actually got shit to do, okay? But my question is, I understand you would love to call them rats. Okay, you cannot even put together a team of mosquitoes, for the love of God. Even mosquitoes will refuse to suck your own blood because you have used Igbo to kill it. So now tell me, what is it exactly? Look into the mirror and ask yourself, who would I be if I was not a Kuti? I want to know. We're going to sit and wait, because you want to compare yourself to a man that made himself from the ground up. Honey boo boo, you don't even reach. I say after this video, I'm going to go about my business and forget that you exist again. So you bring the next one, because it's always, I'm telling you, it's a TV show at this point. Not even Nollywood. This is like a series at this point. It's called What Have You Done? Huh? You see what I keep telling people? It doesn't matter your age. You have to learn to evolve yourself. I can learn even from a 12-year-old. But majority of you, I don't know if it's that thing you keep smoking that makes your head like stone, that will not understand how to stay in your goddamn lane. Let people be. Let people breathe. And you know the best part about this whole thing? VDM's name is going to go in the books of records of people who influenced and made Nigeria strong. Wow, my dear Sheun, you're going to be just a footnote. They're going to be struggling to figure out where to put you, under your father's legacy or under people that potentially attempted to protest in Nigeria and failed. But anyway, sleep well tonight, okay?